That is precisely the date that Plato gives for the destruction of Atlantis. He puts it this way, that his ancestor Solon visited Egypt, and there Solon claimed to have been told by Egyptian priests about this great advanced civilization that once existed, but that angered the gods and was destroyed in an enormous flood. And Solon asked those Egyptian priests, when did this happen? And they said, 9,000 years ago. That's in 600 BC. That's 9,000 years before 600 BC. We call that 9,600 BC. That's 11,600 years ago.
The huge areas of the world that have never been looked at by archaeology at all. Of course, the most important are the flooded continental shelves. Santha and I spent 7 years of our lives scuba diving all around the world. You're coming across statues underwater, you're coming across columns underwater. It's just magical, diving on an underwater city.
Beneath the waves of Egypt's Abu Qir Bay lies a mystery that has baffled archaeologists for decades. Lost cities, submerged beneath the sea, their secrets hidden in the depths.
You have to be careful when you look at underwater structures. You have to look at all the conditions that have led to their submergence.
How did the once thriving city of Menouthis vanish beneath the waves? Join us as we dive into this underwater mystery, exploring the theories behind its sudden disappearance and uncovering the treasures that lie hidden beneath the surface.
I want to know what else is going to be found that hasn't been investigated yet at all. We're just touching the edge of a huge mystery.
The submerged city of Menouthis, nestled near Abu Qir Bay, close to Canopus and Alexandria, has emerged as a cornerstone of underwater archaeology, revealing the intricate cultural and religious tapestry of the Greco-Egyptian era. Discovered by Frank Gordillo and his team, this exploration shed light on the daily life and significance of Menouthis before it was engulfed by the Mediterranean. Frank Gordillo, a pioneer in underwater archaeology, led his team through methodical survey processes using state-of-the-art sonar and geomagnetic equipment. This technology was crucial in detecting anomalies that hinted at submerged structures and formed the backbone of their exploratory efforts. The initial phase of exploration involved detailed surveys using side-scan sonar and magnetometers, which provided the first glimpse of Menouthis beneath the silt.
The Nile carries a lot of silt with it, a lot of earth with it as it flows out of Uganda and out of Ethiopia.
These surveys revealed the outlines of buried structures and were instrumental in mapping potential excavation sites. To further enhance their understanding of the underwater terrain and the depth of sediment layers, the team employed advanced remote sensing technologies, including multi-beam echo sounders and sub-bottom profilers. These tools helped create a three-dimensional map of the seabed, which was pivotal for planning the excavation process. However, the team faced significant challenges due to the dynamic conditions of the underwater environment near Abu Qir Bay. The heavy accumulation of silt, typical in the Nile Delta region, not only buried artifacts and structures but also reduced underwater visibility, complicating both excavation and documentation processes. The shifting currents and tides could expose or rebury artifacts between survey sessions, requiring the team to continuously monitor conditions and respond quickly to windows of opportunity. Additionally, the saline environment and the presence of silt presented major preservation challenges, necessitating immediate conservation efforts to prevent corrosion and biological growth on the artifacts once they were brought to the surface. To mitigate these challenges, the team employed divers specialized in underwater archaeology who used hydraulic suction tubes to delicately remove silt and uncover artifacts. This technique minimized damage to the delicate items. Documentation was another critical aspect of the excavation, with high-resolution photography and videography playing key roles. In many instances, 3D modeling techniques were utilized to capture the exact condition and position of structures and artifacts before they were disturbed. Once artifacts were recovered, they were immediately placed in specially designed conservation containers filled with a stabilizing solution to prevent further decay from exposure to air, ensuring the preservation of these invaluable historical items. Continuing the exploration of Menouthis, the archaeological discoveries have indeed provided a vivid picture of the city's architectural prowess, daily and ceremonial life, and even the geological reasons behind its submersion.
The submergence of those sites is largely because of subsidence of land rather than sea level rise, because it's relatively recent.
The structural remains unearthed in Menouthis point to its significant buildings, which were likely central to both the city's daily and communal activities. These buildings were constructed using large limestone blocks. The sophisticated engineering techniques needed to quarry, shape, and transport these massive blocks hint at the advanced architectural knowledge and structural integrity of that era. It's likely that levers, ramps, and possibly wooden rollers were used in their placement, techniques that mirror other Egyptian constructions from the same period. The range of ceramics discovered provides further insights into the lifestyle in Menouthis. From simple domestic wares to intricately designed ceremonial pieces, the ceramics display a blend of Egyptian and Greek styles, reflecting the cultural fusion during the Ptolemaic period. These items, varying from everyday storage and cooking uses to those in religious rituals or as luxury household items, offer a glimpse into the daily and ceremonial lives of its inhabitants.
Ancient cultures all around the world preserved a memory of a high civilization.
Statuary found at the site also speaks volumes about the cultural and religious life in Menouthis. Crafted from durable materials like granite and marble, these statues, often over 2 meters tall and weighing more than 500 kilograms, depicted deities and significant figures, suggesting their role in reinforcing a sense of divine presence or royal authority within public spaces or temples. Regarding why Menouthis ended up underwater, one compelling theory involves geological and climatic changes. The city was built on the geologically unstable Nile Delta, prone to subsidence, a gradual sinking of the land.
All that silt is then dumped in the Nile Delta, and there were constructions were made on top of it.
This subsidence, possibly exacerbated by the weight of the city's structures and the delta's soft, sedimentary soil, combined with sea level changes from climatic shifts or seismic events, might have led to the gradual inundation of Menouthis over the centuries. Menouthis, though not as expansive as Alexandria, was intricately laid out to support its population and their activities, suggesting it covered several square kilometers. With a network of streets, marketplaces, and residential areas, and its location along the coast, it likely also served as a minor port or trading post, facilitating trade between the Nile interior and the Mediterranean. This urban layout not only supported its role in commerce, but also its cultural and social structure, making it a bustling hub of activity in ancient times. Just as the city of Menouthis provided deep insights into ancient Greco-Egyptian culture, so too does the rediscovery of Canopus, located near the modern village of Abu Qir and close to the ancient city of Thonis Heracleion. Canopus, brought back to light by Frank Gaudio and his team, showcases the religious and architectural richness of ancient Egypt. Frank Gaudio's exploratory campaign revealed Canopus through advanced underwater archaeology techniques. Utilizing sophisticated sonar technology, magnetometers, and sub-bottom profilers, Gaudio's team successfully identified significant anomalies that matched the expected locations of architectural structures under the seabed. The initial surveys disclosed the outlines of temple complexes and other significant constructions, indicating the potential scale and importance of Canopus, which had been hidden beneath layers of sediment and marine growth. Among the most striking findings in Canopus were the expansive temple complexes and sanctuaries dedicated to Egyptian gods, particularly Osiris. The main temple structures were quite large, with some remains suggesting dimensions of over 50 meters in length and more than 20 meters wide. These vast areas were clearly designed to accommodate large numbers of pilgrims, highlighting their importance as major religious centers. The construction materials of these temples were primarily limestone and granite, with giant blocks weighing up to 10 tons each. These materials were not only selected for their durability, but also for their aesthetic qualities, vital for such culturally and religiously significant structures. Moreover, the temples featured intricate carvings and hieroglyphics that were both decorative and narrative, telling the stories and rituals associated with the deities worshipped within. The sanctuaries also yielded a wide array of artifacts that paint a vivid picture of the religious practices and daily life surrounding these structures. Numerous statues, mainly crafted from granite and basalt, have been recovered. These statues, which vary in size with some standing several meters tall and weighing hundreds of kilograms, often depict gods and goddesses and were intended as focal points of worship. Additionally, ritual objects such as ceremonial cups, incense burners, and offerings tables were found, crafted from materials like alabaster and bronze, which signify their sacred uses and the affluence of the temple complexes. Canopus was not only a significant site for the worship of Osiris, but also played a central role during the Mysteries of Osiris, an annual festival that drew devotees from across the region. This underscores the religious importance of the city. The art and architecture of Canopus reflect a blend of Greek and Egyptian influences, typical of the Hellenistic period in Egypt, evident in the hybrid designs of the temples and the iconography of the statuary. The reason Canopus found itself submerged is largely attributed to geological processes such as subsidence and rising sea levels over the millennia. Built on the unstable sediments of the Nile Delta, the city was vulnerable to the shifting land masses and the slow encroachment of the Mediterranean Sea, processes that gradually led to its submersion and preserved its relics beneath the sea.
Santa and I spent 7 years of our lives scuba diving all around the world. You're coming across statues underwater, you're coming across columns underwater. It's just magical, diving on an underwater city.
For centuries, the lost city of Herakleion, or Thonis as it was known to the ancient Egyptians, was thought to be nothing more than a legend, hidden beneath the waves near the mouth of the Nile River, off the modern-day coast of Alexandria, Egypt. It was a city whispered about in a few rare inscriptions and ancient texts, until its discovery in the early 2000s.
You have to be careful when you look at underwater structures. You have to look at all the conditions that have led to their submergence.
Underwater archaeologist Frank Goddio and his team unveiled this submerged city, transforming it from myth to reality in a groundbreaking moment for archaeology. Herakleion was not just any city. It was a vital gateway to Egypt, a primary port for Greek trade before Alexandria took prominence. This bustling hub was alive with commerce, culture, and religion, serving as a significant center for the worship of the god Amun-Gareb.
The submergence of those sites is largely because of subsidence of land rather than sea level rise, because it's relatively recent.
Among its most revered ceremonies was the annual Mysteries of Osiris, celebrating the resurrection of Osiris.
But over here we have the god Osiris from Egypt, remembered by the ancient Egyptians as a bringer of the gifts of civilization, not only in Egypt, but in many other lands as well.
The artifacts and inscriptions recovered from beneath the waters tell tales of this grand city. Located about 6.5 kilometers off the coast, submerged under 30 to 45 feet of water, the ruins of Herakleion have yielded an astonishing array of artifacts. Giant statues towering over 5 meters high, beautifully carved and remarkably preserved in the silty seabed, depict Egyptian gods and goddesses alongside pharaohs and Greek rulers, a testament to the cultural melting pot that was Herakleion.
They came to Egypt and established religion by building primeval mounds up and down the Nile Valley.
Alongside these, gold coins and bronze and stone weights unearthed from the site offer glimpses into the trade networks and economic systems that underpinned the city's prosperity. Adding to the intrigue, archaeologists found dozens of small limestone sarcophagi, likely used for mummified animals brought as offerings, and the remains of over 64 ancient shipwrecks. These discoveries weave a narrative of a city where commerce and devotion to the gods were deeply entwined, a place of profound spiritual significance. Drawing parallels between Herakleion and the ancient city of Pompeii in Italy presents an interesting perspective on how natural disasters can both destroy and preserve. While Pompeii was buried in volcanic ash, Herakleion succumbed to rising waters and earthquakes. Yet both cities lay forgotten for centuries, their rediscoveries providing snapshots of ancient life. Pompeii offers a view of Roman life captured in ash, whereas Herakleion's story is told through artifacts preserved under the sea, offering unique insights into ancient Egyptian civilization. The ongoing exploration of Herakleion challenges our understanding of ancient history, shedding light on the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations. The city's artifacts and structures, now emerging from the depths, serve as a potent reminder of the fleeting nature of human achievements and the intricate tapestry of human history. Now moving on to another discovery. The submerged ruins of Cleopatra's Palace offer a fascinating window into the past. This palace, once a bustling centre of political and cultural activity, was home to Cleopatra VII, the last pharaoh of Egypt, known for her intelligence, political acumen, and captivating presence. The discovery of its ruins has thrilled historians and archaeologists, providing unprecedented insights into Cleopatra's era, a time marked by immense political power, cultural achievements, and architectural splendour. The underwater excavations at this site have been nothing short of a treasure trove, unearthing a wealth of artefacts that tell the story of life in ancient Alexandria. Among the haul are magnificent statues that might have once graced the palace and its surroundings, depicting Egyptian gods, Ptolemaic rulers, and possibly Cleopatra herself. These finds offer clues to the artistic and religious milieu of the period. The submerged structures, thought to include the palace's living quarters and ceremonial areas, and possibly even the fabled Pharos lighthouse, give us a glimpse into the architectural and urban planning styles of the time. Moreover, everyday items such as pottery, glassware, coins, and personal ornaments have been found, painting a vivid picture of both the domestic life within the palace and the bustling economic life of Alexandria. Cleopatra's Alexandria was a cosmopolitan beacon of trade, culture, and learning, hosting the Great Library and attracting scholars from across the ancient world. Cleopatra's reign represented the peak of Alexandria's development as a hub of Hellenistic culture, merging Egyptian traditions with those of Greece and Rome. The underwater discovery of the palace highlights Alexandria's significance in the ancient Mediterranean world. Drawing parallels with the sunken Roman city of Baiae in the Bay of Naples, both Cleopatra's palace and Baiae were epitomes of luxury and political clout of their times, reflecting the architectural tastes and wealth of their civilizations. While Baiae reveals much about Roman elite leisure and architectural innovation, the underwater ruins of Cleopatra's palace open a portal to the end of the Egyptian pharaoh's era, and the attempts by the Ptolemaic dynasty to synthesize Egyptian and Hellenistic cultures. The exploration of Cleopatra's palace continues to enrich our understanding of ancient Alexandria's pivotal role in the Mediterranean. It also offers a deeper look into the life and times of one of history's most enigmatic figures, Cleopatra VII, and the lavish lifestyle she led. The ruins serve as a poignant reminder of Alexandria's former glory and the fleeting nature of human achievements, standing as a testament to the transformative power of nature over history. Founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BC, the port of Alexandria quickly ascended to become one of the ancient world's most crucial trade hubs, buzzing with the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. Its prime location on the Mediterranean coast of Egypt established it as a pivotal connector of trade routes from Europe, Asia, and Africa, transforming it into a melting pot of global significance. The strategic and economic importance of the port was unparalleled, primarily serving as the vital conduit for Egypt's grain shipments to Rome, which was essential for the empire's stability. Among the marvels that made Alexandria famous was the Pharos lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Positioned on the island of Pharos, this engineering masterpiece not only guided ships safely into the harbour with its formidable light, but also symbolised the city's affluence and ingenuity. Although not directly linked to the port, the Great Library of Alexandria was another testament to the city's intellectual and cultural richness, drawing scholars and thinkers from across the globe. The royal quarters and palaces of Alexandria, including the Museion, home to the famed library, reflected the city's role as a beacon of Hellenistic culture and power. Meanwhile, underwater archaeology in the port area has unveiled a trove of artifacts, from ancient shipwrecks to everyday items, shedding light on the maritime practices of the time and the diversity of goods that flowed through Alexandria. The port was a linchpin in the ancient economy, bustling with the trade of grain, papyrus, glass, and precious metals, among other commodities. Its docks and warehouses were a hive of activity, indicative of a well-organized network that made Alexandria a cultural and economic bridge between various civilizations. The discovery of diverse ship remains and goods in Alexandria highlights its wider reach in the ancient trade world. The legacy of the port of Alexandria is monumental, influencing maritime trade, architecture, and culture well beyond its heyday. Ongoing archaeological work in the port area continues to enrich our understanding of the interactions, economies, and daily life of ancient civilizations. Its history serves as a powerful reminder of humanity's interconnectedness through time.
What is important about that finding is that it raises a big question mark over our entire notion of the prehistory of the world. With 130,000 years of human prehistory, of which only the last 13,000 years have been documented because of the archaeological dogma that there was no point in looking deeper. Goodness knows what was happening here.
Imagine diving into the depths of the ocean, only to stumble upon the remnants of an ancient world lost to time. The Bimini Road in the Bahamas and the Yonaguni Monument off the coast of Japan are two such mysterious sites that challenge our understanding of history. Could these submerged structures be the handiwork of advanced pre-flood civilizations, or are they simply nature's remarkable creations? Join us as we delve into the mysteries of these underwater marvels, exploring the theories and controversies that surround them, and uncover the secrets that lie beneath the waves. The Bimini Road, an underwater rock formation off the coast of Bimini Island in the Bahamas, has long captivated historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts of ancient mysteries. This intriguing formation is often linked to the legend of Atlantis and is thought by some to be evidence of an advanced pre-flood civilization. The Bimini Road consists of a series of rectangular limestone blocks that appear to be deliberately placed, creating what looks like a road or wall beneath the ocean's surface. The Bimini Road was first discovered in 1968 by a team led by Dr. J. Manson Valentine, a marine biologist and archaeologist. During an underwater expedition near North Bimini Island, Dr. Valentine, along with Jacques Mayol and Robert Angove, documented the formation, noting its peculiar arrangement and the striking regularity of the stone blocks. Dr. Valentine published his findings, describing the Bimini Road as a structure consisting of large, flat, rectangular stones, some measuring up to 4 meters in length. The stones were arranged in a linear fashion, forming a path approximately 800 meters long. This arrangement led to speculations about its origin and purpose. The Bimini Road is composed primarily of limestone, a common sedimentary rock in the region. The blocks are roughly rectangular and vary in size, with some measuring as large as 4 meters in length, 3 meters in width, and 1 meter in thickness. The stones are arranged in a haphazard yet seemingly deliberate pattern, leading to theories that they were placed by human hands rather than formed through natural processes. Several theories have been proposed to explain the origin and purpose of the Bimini Road. Some geologists argue that it is a natural formation, resulting from the erosion of beach rock. They suggest that the rectangular blocks are a product of natural processes, such as the fracturing and erosion of limestone by wave action and tidal forces. This theory posits that the formation is an example of beach rock, a type of limestone that forms in the intertidal zone. As sea levels fluctuated over millennia, these rocks could have fractured and shifted, creating the appearance of a man-made structure. On the other hand, some researchers believe that the Bimini Road could be the remains of an ancient harbor or breakwater, constructed by an advanced pre-Columbian civilization to serve as a docking area for boats or ships. The most famous and controversial theory links the Bimini Road to the lost city of Atlantis. Proponents of this idea argue that the formation is evidence of a highly advanced civilization that existed before a catastrophic flood event. This theory was fueled by Edgar Cayce, a renowned American psychic, who predicted that remnants of Atlantis would be found near Bimini in the late 1960s. Since its discovery, the Bimini Road has been the subject of numerous investigations and research expeditions. In the early 1970s, British researcher Harold Wilkins conducted dives and studies at the site, reporting additional stone structures and artifacts that further fueled speculation about its origins. Around the same time, Dr. Dmitry Rebikov, a pioneer in underwater photography, captured extensive photographic evidence of the formation, providing detailed visual documentation that aided in the analysis and interpretation of the site. In recent decades, advanced technologies such as sonar mapping and underwater excavation have been employed to study the Bimini Road. These surveys have provided more detailed information about the formation's dimensions, composition, and alignment. Geological studies have focused on analyzing the limestone blocks and the surrounding seabed, with researchers seeking to determine whether the stones were naturally formed or shaped by human activity. Despite ongoing research, the Bimini Road remains a topic of controversy and debate. Many scientists and archaeologists remain skeptical of the claims that the formation is man-made, arguing that the evidence points more convincingly toward a natural geological formation. Nevertheless, alternative theories continue to be explored, with some researchers advocating for more extensive underwater excavations to uncover potential artifacts or further structural elements that could shed light on the formation's true nature. Regardless of its origin, the Bimini Road holds significant historical interest. It has become a focal point for discussions about ancient civilizations, lost cities, and the mysteries of human history. Moving on to another underwater structure, the Yonaguni Monument is one such intriguing formation. Located off the southern coast of Yonaguni Island, part of the Ryukyu Islands in Japan. This underwater rock formation has captivated the attention of archaeologists, geologists, and enthusiasts of ancient mysteries due to its striking resemblance to a stepped pyramid or a complex of terraces and platforms. Discovered by divers in the 1980s, the monument has sparked intense debate regarding its origins and purpose. Some believe it to be the remnants of an ancient city submerged after a catastrophic event, possibly linked to a pre-flood civilization. The Yonaguni Monument was discovered in 1986 by Kihachiro Aratake, a local diver and director of the Yonaguni-cho Tourism Association. While exploring the seabed near Yonaguni Island, Aratake stumbled upon a massive, mysterious structure with remarkably straight edges and flat surfaces. His discovery quickly garnered attention, and further dives were conducted to explore the site in greater detail. After the initial discovery, a series of surveys and exploratory dives were carried out by Japanese marine geologist Masaki Kimura and his team. Dr. Kimura, from the University of the Ryukyus, has been one of the most vocal proponents of the theory that the Yonaguni Monument is a human-made structure. Over the years, his team has documented numerous features that suggest artificial construction. The Yonaguni Monument is composed primarily of fine-grained sandstone and mudstone, which are common sedimentary rocks in the region. The formation is notable for its geometric shapes, including flat terraces, right-angled corners, and straight walls. The structure measures approximately 150 meters in length, 40 meters in width, and 27 meters in height. It consists of multiple layers or steps, reminiscent of a stepped pyramid, with some areas featuring what appear to be stairs or platforms. The monument includes large, flat terraces, some connected by what look like staircases, varying in size and elevation to create a stepped appearance. Additionally, some parts of the monument feature depressions and channels resembling water basins or pools, leading to speculation about their potential use in ancient times. Certain sections include upright stone pillars and walls with sharp angles, which further contribute to the theory of human intervention. The origins and purpose of the Yonaguni Monument have been the subject of much debate and speculation. Some geologists argue that the monument is a natural formation, resulting from tectonic activity and natural erosion processes. They suggest that the geometric shapes are a result of the natural fracturing and weathering of the sandstone. The formation's straight edges and flat surfaces could be attributed to the natural jointing of sandstone, where vertical and horizontal fractures create block-like structures that resemble human-made features. On the other hand, proponents of the human-made theory, such as Dr. Masaki Kimura, believe that the monument is the remains of an ancient civilization that existed more than 10,000 years ago. They argue that the precise angles and regular shapes are unlikely to have been formed solely by natural processes. This theory posits that the Yonaguni Monument was part of a city or complex submerged after a catastrophic event, such as a massive earthquake or rising sea levels at the end of the last ice age. Some researchers have also explored the possibility that the Yonaguni monument is connected to local legends and myths. The Ryukyu Islands have a rich folklore that includes stories of ancient civilizations and sunken cities. Since its discovery, the Yonaguni monument has been the focus of numerous investigations and research efforts. Extensive diving expeditions have been conducted to map and document the monument. Divers have used underwater photography and videography to capture detailed images of the structure. Advanced technologies, such as 3D modeling and sonar mapping, have been employed to create detailed digital representations of the monument, helping researchers analyze its features and structure. Geological studies have focused on analyzing the composition and formation of the sandstone and mudstone. Researchers aim to determine whether the features observed could be attributed to natural geological processes or human activity. Studies of erosion patterns and sediment deposition have been conducted to understand the natural forces that may have shaped the monument. Researchers have also explored the historical and cultural context of the Ryukyu Islands to find potential connections between the Yonaguni monument and ancient civilizations, examining artifacts and other archaeological sites in the region. The Yonaguni monument remains a topic of controversy and debate within the scientific community. Many geologists and archaeologists are skeptical of the claim that the monument is a human-made structure. They argue that the evidence points more convincingly toward a natural geological formation and caution against drawing conclusions without more definitive proof. Despite the skepticism, alternative theories continue to be explored. Proponents of the human-made theory call for more extensive underwater excavations and research to uncover potential artifacts or further structural elements that could shed light on the monument's true nature. Regardless of its origin, the Yonaguni monument holds significant cultural and historical interest. It has become a focal point for discussions about ancient civilizations, lost cities, and the mysteries of human history.
There are certain specific patterns which appear all over the world. Grid patterns, all over the Cave of Lascaux, for example, and you find exactly the same device on the walls of rock shelters in South Africa. Not only are these two cultures distant geographically, they're also distant in time.
Welcome to a journey through time and beneath the earth where secrets of the ancient world lie hidden in the shadows. Today we're diving deep into the submerged wonders of the Koska Cave, a Paleolithic masterpiece tucked beneath the sea near Marseille, and soaring through the immense underground canyons of Skocian Caves in Slovenia, a place where history echoes off the walls. Join us as we explore these incredible caves, each holding mysteries that predate the Ice Age. Koska Cave, nestled near Marseille in the Calanques of southern France, is a remarkable underwater cave that offers a window into the Upper Paleolithic period. Discovered by Henri Koska, a professional diver from Marseille, the cave's entrance lies 37 meters below the surface of the sea near Cap Morgeau. Koska, who was driven more by a passion for diving and the allure of the unknown rather than archaeological ambitions, first explored this submerged entrance in 1985. The entrance to the cave, now underwater, was submerged due to rising sea levels following the last ice age, preserving its contents through the millennia. During his initial dives, Koska was not conducting an archaeological investigation. It was only after several explorations, as he delved deeper into the cave's labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, that he began to notice walls decorated with what seemed to be ancient artwork. The significance of these findings was not immediately apparent. However, over time, the implications of his discovery began to dawn on him. It wasn't until 1991, several years after his initial discovery, that the true archaeological importance of the cave was recognized. Koska reached out to Jean Clot, a renowned prehistorian, who conducted the first scientific examination of the site. Klotz confirmed that the paintings and engravings were indeed from the Upper Paleolithic period, marking a crucial step in the cave's study and preservation. Access to the cave remains a significant challenge, as the entrance is a long, narrow underwater tunnel only navigable by skilled divers. This natural barrier has helped shield the cave from casual explorers and the elements, helping to preserve its ancient artworks from both human interference and environmental degradation. This combination of fascinating discovery, unique preservation conditions, and significant historical artifacts makes Koska Cave a unique and valuable site for understanding the distant past. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of Koska Cave, we uncover not only its historical significance, but also the geological processes that shaped it. Within the limestone cliffs of the Calanques near Marseille, France, Koska Cave is a product of millions of years of erosion, sedimentation, and tectonic activity. These natural forces have carved out an intricate network of chambers and narrow passages, stretching several hundred meters into the cliffs. The main entrance, now submerged under the sea, forms a 175-meter-long underwater tunnel, serving as a natural barrier that has preserved the integrity of the cave and maintained its internal climate. This has been crucial in protecting the delicate prehistoric artworks within from external influences. Within these ancient walls, over 500 graphic elements tell a vivid story of life during the Paleolithic era. The cave's art is divided into two distinct periods. The earlier works, dating from 27,000 to 19,000 years ago, feature predominantly hand stencils and geometric shapes, reflecting early humans' exploration of personal identity and abstract thought. Later artworks, however, show a marked progression to detailed depictions of both local and marine fauna, suggesting a deepening of cognitive abilities and cultural sophistication among the cave's occupants. Among the cave's unique artistic highlights is the depiction of marine species such as seals and jellyfish, exceptionally rare in Paleolithic rock art, which predominantly features terrestrial animals. This inclusion suggests that the inhabitants of the Koska region might have had a unique maritime culture, relying on the sea not just for sustenance, but also integrating it deeply into their spiritual and artistic lives. This stands in stark contrast to contemporaneous inland sites like Lascaux Cave, where the art focuses almost exclusively on land animals, indicating a lifestyle deeply connected to the forests and plains. In drawing comparisons, Koska Cave bears similarities to the Indonesian Liang Tedonga Cave, home to the world's oldest known cave painting of a warty pig. Both sites provide crucial insights into their respective cultures' interactions with their environments. However, while Liang Tedonga emphasizes early human interaction with terrestrial fauna, Koska Cave uniquely showcases the integration of marine life into human artistic expression, offering a rare glimpse into Paleolithic maritime life. One fascinating theory posits that the dual themes of terrestrial and marine animals in Koska's art might reflect a mythological or totemic system where these animals were revered and possibly considered spiritually significant. This is supported by the respectful depiction of these animals, suggesting they held more than mere nutritional value. It is possible that Koska Cave served as a sacred site where rituals or teachings about these spirit animals were conducted, making it both a sanctuary and a repository of communal knowledge. This intertwining of art, culture, and spirituality highlights the complex relationship between the cave's ancient inhabitants and their environment, continuing to fascinate and enlighten us about the depth of human history. As we turn our attention from the maritime splendor of the Koska Cave to the dramatic landscapes of Eastern Europe, we encounter another fascinating world beneath the Earth's surface, the Scotian Caves in Slovenia. Nestled in the karst region, these caves are not just cavernous wonders, but also a testament to the region's rich archaeological heritage. In 1986, Scotian Caves earned a spot on the UNESCO World Heritage List, celebrated for both their natural and cultural importance. The allure of Scotian Caves has captivated humans for centuries, perhaps even millennia. The dramatic disappearance of the Reka River into the depths of the earth has fueled local Slovene folklore with tales of chasms and underworld passages, hinting at a deep-rooted connection with these caves. One of the earliest comprehensive descriptions came from Johann Weikard von Valvassor in 1689. In his work, The Glory of the Duchy of Carniola, he praised the cave's grandeur, sparking interest across Europe. Yet it wasn't until the 1880s that scientific exploration truly began. These explorations, which continued into the early 20th century, mapped the extensive network of passages and chambers and led to the construction of paths and bridges, making the caves more accessible for both scientific study and tourism. Scotian Caves are a prime example of karst topography, formed by the persistent action of the Reka River. As it flows over 50 kilometers on the surface and then another 34 kilometers underground, the river dissolves limestone, creating a complex network of caves, tunnels, and chambers. This process has led to the formation of some of the cave system's most notable features, such as the Martel Chamber and the Silent Cave. Named after the French speleologist Edouard Alfred Martel, the Martel Chamber is one of the largest underground chambers in the world, boasting a self-regulating microclimate. The Silent Cave, or Tihajama, plunges nearly 150 meters deep, showcasing the incredible power of subterranean rivers and erosion. The sheer depth and isolation create an eerie silence in the cave, occasionally interrupted by the drip of water or the muffled rush of the river further below. Drawing an interesting parallel, Scotian caves can be compared to the Mammoth Cave system in Kentucky, USA. Both UNESCO World Heritage Sites represent extensive karst landscapes, but while Scotian impresses with its deep underground canyons and river erosion features, Mammoth Cave boasts the title of the world's longest cave system with more than 400 miles of surveyed passageways. This comparison highlights the diverse ways in which water shapes limestone to create breathtaking subterranean worlds. An important aspect of Scotian caves is the unique biodiversity they support, thanks to the stable conditions of constant temperature and humidity. This environment is home to unique species, including the cave salamander, affectionately known as the human fish due to its skin color. This biodiversity is crucial for understanding karst environments and the evolutionary adaptations of life forms thriving in perpetual darkness, further cementing the Scotian caves as not only a natural wonder, but also a significant ecological and cultural treasure.
And they were using an instrument called side-scan sonar, which sends out a beam down to the seabed. There was a higher level of civilization, perhaps much higher than we've expected.
The underwater city of Dwarka is not just an archaeological site, but a chapter from a saga that blends myth, legend, and historical facts into one fascinating tale. Often linked to the legendary city mentioned in the Mahabharata, an ancient Indian epic, the exploration of Dwarka is a perfect example of how ancient texts can align with modern scientific discoveries in marine archaeology. Known in ancient Indian scriptures as the gateway to heaven, Dwarka's story is wrapped in deep mythological significance with a rich historical backdrop. It's mentioned across various texts, including the Mahabharata, Bhagavata Purana, Vishnu Purana, and Harivamsa, where it's described as a city of magnificent scale and beauty, crafted by the divine architect Vishwakarma at Krishna's request. According to these texts, the city boasted 56,000 palaces made of crystal and silver, decked with emeralds and other precious stones, designed in 6 well-organized sectors with roads laid in grid patterns and enhanced with numerous reservoirs and gardens. As a bustling metropolis, Dwarka was a hub of profound Vedic learning, music, arts, and literature, similar to the economic and cultural dynamism seen in ancient Athens. The city also holds a mythical status due to its association with Lord Krishna, revered as a deity, king, strategist, and philosopher. This connection brought the city an almost divine repute, with Krishna's opulent palace shining bright, its walls inlaid with gold and precious stones, reminiscent of the mythical city of El Dorado. The city's dramatic end came after Krishna's departure, believed to have been submerged by the sea as a divine retribution by the sea god for the moral fall of its inhabitants, echoing the narrative of the biblical Great Flood intended to purge sin from the world. This cataclysmic event has rooted Dwarka in the collective memory as not only a symbol of prosperity and spiritual wisdom, an ideal society where material riches and spiritual enlightenment coexisted, but also as a cautionary tale of hubris. Archaeological findings over the years have only added layers to its mystique. Excavations and underwater studies have unearthed evidence of what many believe to be parts of the original majestic city. Stone anchors and remnants of potential public buildings or docks indicate a once thriving maritime trade, comparable to that of ancient Carthage, renowned for its naval supremacy. Moreover, the story of Dwarka often draws parallels with the legend of Atlantis, another advanced civilization believed to have met its end submerged under the ocean. Both cities are depicted in their respective lore as victims of their societal ego and moral decay, powerful societies that fell from grace, serving as moral lessons that prosperity can often lead to downfall if not handled with care. The story of the discovery and exploration of the ancient city of Dwarka opens a fascinating chapter in the field of underwater archaeology in India, linking mythological tales to historical evidence through its rich findings. The initial intrigue around Dwarka began as far back as the 1930s, when local fishermen and residents near what is now the town of Dwarka in Gujarat stumbled upon ancient pottery and other remnants either on the seashore or entangled in their fishing nets. These casual discoveries sparked a keen interest among local historians and archaeologists, further fueled by community stories of a grand city that thrived before being swallowed by the sea, tales that have been linked to the legendary figure of Lord Krishna. The systematic exploration of these underwater ruins started much later in the 1960s, when Dr. S.R. Rao from the Archaeological Survey of India took charge of the project. Often likened to Heinrich Schliemann, who famously excavated Troy, Rao brought an interdisciplinary approach to the excavation at Dwarka. He combined traditional archaeology with underwater diving and marine geology, a methodology that was pioneering at the time and set a new standard for underwater exploration globally. This extensive research led to the unearthing of a treasure trove of artifacts dating back to around 1500 BCE, indicative of a once thriving urban center. Among the findings were large stone structures and anchors, possibly used for docking ships, various styles of pottery ranging from domestic pots to larger storage jars used in trade, and numerous beads made from semi-precious stones, pointing to a bustling hub for trade and ornament manufacturing. The archaeological pursuits in Dwarka gained new momentum in the 1980s under the aegis of the Marine Archaeology Unit of the National Institute of Oceanography, India. These pioneering efforts were groundbreaking, not only for Indian archaeology but for the study of submerged cities worldwide. The detailed mapping and artifact recovery conducted then laid the groundwork for the comprehensive understanding of Dwarka's extensive and multifaceted past, drawing a vivid picture of its historical and cultural panorama. This ongoing journey into the heart of India's submerged heritage continues to shed light on the sophisticated urban planning and vibrant cultural life of ancient Dwarka, bridging the gap between ancient scripts and the tangible past. Exploring the ancient city of Dwarka didn't come without its challenges. The dive sites were beset by strong underwater currents and often suffered from poor visibility, which made the archaeological work particularly difficult. However, Dr. S.R. Rao and his team were determined and adapted to these harsh conditions with remarkable resilience. They developed innovative underwater archaeology techniques that allowed for detailed mapping and careful recovery of artifacts, setting a high standard for future excavations. Every item brought up from the depths was meticulously documented and preserved, creating a methodical record that would aid not just in the study of Dwarka, but also serve as a valuable reference for other underwater archaeology projects across the globe. These practices, refined during the Dwarka excavations, have had a lasting impact on how submerged artifacts are handled worldwide. The story of Dwarka's rediscovery and study often draws parallels with the underwater exploration of Alexandria in Egypt. Both cities were key maritime centers in their time and provided a wealth of archaeological treasures that included massive stone structures hinting at sophisticated urban planning. The work in Alexandria, led by Frank Goddio, mirrored Rao's efforts in many ways. Both teams used advanced diving and submersible technology to unravel the secrets of these ancient cities, pushing the boundaries of what could be achieved in underwater archaeology. Moreover, both cities hold places of deep cultural and historical significance in their respective mythologies. Dwarka as the city of Krishna and Alexandria for its pharaohs, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. These explorations not only shed light on the physical layouts of these once thriving metropolises, but also offered insights into their cultural and historical contexts, enriching our understanding of ancient civilizations. The success of these underwater excavations has also sparked a renaissance in marine archaeology and brought educational and cultural enrichment. The artifacts and the findings from Dwarka have been incorporated into academic curricula and are regularly featured in public exhibitions, showcasing the intricate nature of urban planning and the vibrant cultural life that once characterized ancient Indian civilizations. Diving deep into the chronology and historical context of Dwarka through rigorous dating and analysis of its ruins has opened up new perspectives on this ancient urban center. The use of various carbon dating techniques on artifacts and structural remains from the underwater site has been particularly revealing, setting a timeline that suggests the city's oldest structures might date back to around 2000 BCE. Interestingly, these findings indicate that parts of Dwarka were thriving during what could be considered the mature Harappan period, aligning it with other great civilizations of the time like those in Egypt and Mesopotamia. Excavations have shown the city's development through multiple layers of urban settlement. The oldest of these layers display signs of sophisticated city architecture with advanced urban planning and hydraulic engineering typical of the Harappan civilization. The layers that followed tell a story of gradual architectural evolution and cultural continuity, evident in the changing styles of pottery and city layouts, suggesting a long history of human habitation. However, the exact nature of how these findings correlate with descriptions in ancient scriptures like the Mahabharata has been a hot topic of debate. Some of the unearthed structures loosely match the grand descriptions found in these texts, but the extent of their resemblance is still under scrutiny. Scholars are divided. Some suggest the ruins might not belong to the single legendary city of Dwarka as described in the texts, but rather to a series of cities built and destroyed over various epochs. Further discussions among archaeologists emphasize the city's significant role as a maritime hub. The discovery of extensive fortifications and valuable artifacts suggests that Dwarka was a center for trade, possibly connecting with other ancient civilizations across the Middle East and Africa. This is supported by findings like weights, measures, and ceilings that indicate a well-organized trade system, akin to those observed in ancient Mesopotamian sites. Drawing parallels with other legendary cities like Troy adds another layer to our understanding. Both Dwarka and Troy occupy iconic statuses in their respective cultural mythologies and have been subjects of archaeological studies that blend myth with reality. While Troy's excavations revealed insights into ancient Greek and Trojan lifestyles, the studies in Dwarka have illuminated aspects of late Harappan and post-Harappan cultures in India. The architectural differences are also stark. Troy is known for its massive defensive walls, whereas Dwarka's ruins reflect a preference for sophisticated urban planning and effective water management systems, showcasing different priorities and environmental adaptations between the two. The ancient underwater city of Alexandria, located at the mouth of the Nile River in Egypt, is a treasure trove of archaeological wonders and historical insights. Founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BCE, it quickly rose to become the cultural and economic hub of the ancient world. However, parts of this legendary city succumbed to the sea due to earthquakes and tsunamis over centuries. Diving into the depths of the Mediterranean, Frank Goddio and his team's exploration of Alexandria's underwater ruins stands as a testament to human curiosity and technological prowess. The discovery of this ancient city, submerged beneath the sea, intertwines the grand narratives of history, technology, and myth, offering a window into one of antiquity's greatest civilizations. The use of state-of-the-art technology, including submersible robots and sophisticated sonar mapping, marks a significant evolution in underwater archaeology, reminiscent of the groundbreaking exploration of the Titanic wreck. Yet, while the Titanic's discovery opened the deep sea to archaeologists, Goddio's project breathed life back into ancient urban landscapes, showcasing the advancements in archaeological methods. The preservation of artifacts and structures found underwater presents unique challenges, starkly contrasting with those encountered in the preservation of the Dead Sea Scrolls. The saltwater environment of Alexandria erodes materials over time, demanding innovative solutions for conservation, highlighting the diverse challenges archaeologists face based on the context of their discoveries. The uncovering of the royal quarters and temples in Alexandria offers unparalleled insights into the Ptolemaic dynasty's architectural and cultural grandeur, drawing comparisons to the discovery of Pompeii. However, Alexandria reveals its secrets from beneath the waves, providing a unique lens through which to view ancient urban planning and religious practices. When compared to other ancient submerged cities like Baiae or Pavlopetri, Alexandria's ruins underscore the city's cosmopolitan nature, standing as a testament to its role as a center of commerce, culture, and knowledge. Alexandria's position as a cultural and economic hub in the ancient world is further emphasized by the diversity of artifacts found, echoing the melting pot of cultures found in Silk Road cities like Samarkand. The discovery of remnants believed to be part of the Pharos Lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, underscores Alexandria's advanced engineering and pivotal role in ancient navigation, much like the Great Wall of China's significance in its own civilization. The successful exploration of Alexandria's underwater ruins not only advances our understanding of ancient civilizations, but also inspires further technological innovation in underwater archaeology. This quest to uncover the past mirrors how the space race propelled aerospace technology, demonstrating the impact of historical exploration on modern advancement. Moreover, the cultural resonance of these discoveries, akin to the fascination sparked by the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb, highlights the enduring allure of Egypt's ancient civilizations. Exhibitions of artifacts from Alexandria's underwater ruins have captured the global public imagination. Delving into the depths of the Mediterranean, the underwater excavations of Alexandria have unveiled treasures that paint a vivid picture of a city steeped in glory and history. Among the ruins and relics, a myriad of statues, sphinxes, and architectural marvels whisper tales of ancient Alexandria's cultural and artistic zenith. One of the most breathtaking discoveries is a giant statue believed to depict Ptolemy II, an emblem of the fusion between Hellenistic and Egyptian influences that characterize the Ptolemaic dynasty. Crafted from red granite, this colossal figure stands as a bridge between 2 worlds, reminiscent of the grand colossi of Memnon in Luxor, Egypt, and underscoring the tradition of monumental sculpture that flourished in ancient Egyptian culture. The seabed also revealed sphinxes and statues of Egyptian gods and goddesses. These findings not only highlight the Ptolemies' efforts to weave together their Greek heritage with the rich tapestry of Egyptian religious symbolism. The sphinxes, majestic with their lion bodies and human heads, serve as symbols of the ruler's wisdom and power, reflecting the broader narrative of Greek and Egyptian cultural intermingling. Furthermore, the recovery of architectural fragments from Alexandria's waters provides a window into the city's architectural prowess and urban planning. Columns, capitals, and friezes bear witness to a city where Egyptian, Greek, and Roman influences converged, creating a unique aesthetic that mirrored Alexandria's identity as a melting pot of civilizations. This aspect of the discoveries draws parallels with the archaeological finds in ancient Rome, where a similar amalgamation of architectural styles speaks to a rich, interconnected Mediterranean world. The excavation also brought to light an assortment of pottery and jewelry, offering glimpses into the daily lives, trade, and artistic expressions of Alexandria's denizens. The variety of pottery, from utilitarian domestic vessels to elaborately decorated ceremonial pieces, suggests a society of complex social strata and diverse needs. Meanwhile, the jewelry, gold earrings, necklaces, and rings, often embellished with precious stones, underscores Alexandria's affluence and its pivotal role in the trade networks that crisscrossed the Mediterranean. These artifacts not only reveal the city's artistic flair, but also its connections to a wider world. Through these discoveries, the underwater ruins of Alexandria continue to fascinate and enlighten, offering a mosaic of insights into one of antiquity's most magnificent cities. When divers stumbled upon a shipwreck near the Greek island of Antikythera in 1901, little did they know they were about to uncover one of the most astonishing artifacts of the ancient world, the Antikythera mechanism. Often hailed as the world's first analog computer, this device, dating back to around 100 BCE, is a marvel of ancient engineering and scientific knowledge. With its intricate system of over 30 bronze gears housed in a wooden frame, the mechanism was designed to predict lunar and solar eclipses, track the cycles of the Olympic Games, and model the moon's complex orbit, showcasing a level of technological sophistication that seems centuries ahead of its time. But what's truly fascinating about the Antikythera mechanism isn't just its complexity and precision. It also served as an astronomical and calendar device, capable of calculating the positions of the sun, moon, and perhaps even the planets. It featured dials for the zodiac and solar calendar, embedding celestial phenomena within the fabric of timekeeping in ancient Greek society. Inscriptions on the device acted as a user guide, revealing a profound understanding of astronomy and mathematics among its creators and users. While the origins of this extraordinary artifact remain speculative, many believe its connection to Alexandria isn't far-fetched. Known as the intellectual beacon of the Hellenistic world, Alexandria was home to the legendary library and the museum, a research institution that attracted scholars like Euclid, Hero, and Archimedes. Their contributions to mathematics, physics, and engineering could very well have influenced the creation of the Antikythera mechanism, suggesting it may have originated from this vibrant scientific community. In fact, some scholars posit that the principles behind the mechanism could have been inspired by Archimedes himself, although he lived earlier than the device's estimated creation date. The discovery of the Antikythera mechanism in a shipwreck hints at the extensive trade networks and cultural exchanges of the time, linking Alexandria with other Greek locales, including Antikythera. Such connections likely facilitated the spread of technological and scientific knowledge across the Mediterranean. The legacy of the Antikythera mechanism extends far beyond its historical and archaeological significance. It stands as a testament to the technological achievements of the ancient Greeks, challenging our perceptions of ancient technology and highlighting their sophisticated understanding of mechanical devices. Modern scientists and engineers have drawn inspiration from this ancient marvel, leading to new discoveries about ancient science and technology, and even the development of replicas using ancient techniques. Ongoing research, employing advanced imaging techniques, continues to unveil the secrets of the Antikythera mechanism, offering insights not just into the device itself, but also into the scientific and cultural milieu of the Hellenistic period. Through the lens of this remarkable artifact, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity of the ancient world, particularly the pivotal role played by Alexandria in fostering a legacy of innovation and knowledge that continues to inspire to this day.